Isaiah chapter number 53, verse number 1. Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? The arm of the Lord. When we look at the scripture, God often uses human terms to describe himself so that we can understand what he's saying, and then we can be obedient to what he tells us. One of the things that we know concerning the Lord is that he'll tell you what he wants you to know. Amen. Isaiah the prophet, his name means the Lord saves. And Isaiah prophesies to the children of God in a time when things are not going well in the nation, socially, politically, to some extent economically. They have, the covenant people of God have been disobedient to the Lord, and the Lord has raised up prophets to warn them, and yet by the time Isaiah comes along, the people are not heeding the warning of God. God then calls Isaiah, and again his name means the Lord saves, to give unto Isaiah what I would call a panoramic view of God and his salvation plan. He gives him a panoramic view because, first of all, in the book of Isaiah, you'll find that God gives Isaiah to know that Messiah will come. Messiah, the anointed one of God. We see earlier in the book of Isaiah, there are many references. It talks about a virgin conceiving and bringing forth. It talks about that a child is born and a son is given. It talks about the name Emmanuel. God gives all this to the prophet Isaiah so that he can help those who were yet walking the walk for the Lord, the hope to know that as bad as things are, they're going to get better. Amen. They are going to get better. Amen. And I would say to us today, church, when we look around, that sometimes you think things are bad, but don't lose hope. Things are going to get better. God shows Isaiah that he will discipline his children Israel. And he will judge the nations. But in the midst of that, God has a remedy for everybody's problem. Amen. He has a remedy. He will redeem his people. He will rescue them, and he will restore them. And he'll do it through his servant, Messiah. So then the 53rd chapter of Isaiah really goes through identifying that servant, that Messiah. Verse 2 says, for he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. We hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he, Messiah, hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgression. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our people is upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we, everybody, amen. Like sheep have gone astray. Amen. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord hath laid on him the iniquity of us all. he was oppressed and was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. And he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed and shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. And if we were to continue on through the remainder of the chapter, it just shows us that God was pointing to Jesus Christ, the only one who could fulfill all of what Isaiah 53 tells us about Messiah. That it was our sin, my sin, your sin, that was laid on Jesus Christ when he was crucified at the cross. And yet the scripture says in verse 10, it pleased the Lord to bruise him. Don't ever take God's love for cheap, church. What God had to do to demonstrate his love in laying on the innocent, sinless, perfect Son of God come in flesh, that Christ did for us what we could not do for ourselves. If you and I had to pay for our sin, we would have simply been crucified dead sinners, getting our just reward. And yet, but God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but shall have everlasting life. So this is the message of Isaiah 53. But on my way home today, church, something in Isaiah 53 in that first verse. Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? The arm of the Lord. The arm of the Lord. When we look at the arm, often we might look at it and say, well, that's the forearm. The forearm. And the forearm provides us with maneuverability for the hand. The arm actually connects the hand and the shoulder. And when we look at the forearm, we can see how it allows for maneuverability. While the hand itself does the gripping, but that forearm provides for maneuverability. Jesus Christ, the arm of the Lord. When the enemy comes against us, that arm of the Lord provides maneuverability. That the Lord can move in whatever direction that he needs to move in order to protect us. Aren't you glad for the maneuverability of the arm of the Lord? Aren't you glad that when the enemy comes in like a flood sometimes, the Lord has no problem, because the Lord has the maneuverability that wherever he needs to go and whatever he needs to do, he can get there's the upper arm. Now we get into the biceps and the triceps. When you need heavy lifting, when you need strength and power, then that upper arm, the forearm, the lower arm gives maneuverability, but that upper arm where the biceps are and where the triceps are talks about the power and the strength of Almighty God. Stay with me, church. Watch this. Typically, when you see trainers in the gym, you don't see the person that's out of shape doing the training. Amen. Normally, the person doing the training is already. You can tell. They have been lifting weight. They have been in the gym. They just didn't show up to the gym, but they've been in the gym and working. And so they can tell somebody like me what I need to do if I want to. Y'all walking with me, church? The arm of the Lord. If you need power in your life, if there are things that go on in your life and it just seems like it overpowers you at times, you need to go to the Lord's gym and be trained by somebody that's an expert that knows what it means to do some heavy lifting. And part of the reason that they ain't shouting, you've been listening to folks that they can't lift nothing themselves and they trying to tell you. They trying to tell you how to lift weight and get strong, and they haven't demonstrated it in their life. But if you want to know how to get strong, how to create spiritual process, spiritual process, and to make you strong for the journey, you need to do what thus saith the Lord. Have our witnesses here to do what the Lord tells you to do. You find yourself getting stronger and stronger and stronger. The arm of the Lord. On my way home, y'all.
Thank you, Jesus.
Remember I said earlier, now the arm is the connecting piece. The arm connects the shoulder, which gives stability, and the hand, which allows the grip. But there's that arm that does the connecting. Well, you do know that the Bible said that man had been separated from God because of sin. Sin separates man from God. And man needed a way to be connected to God. That's a job that the preacher can't do. That's a job mom and daddy can't do. That's a job none of the prophets